of got rolling in this one. Just kind of talk about what kind of the role you got on today. Made a few threes, and kind of got heated up. Just talk about your performance.
Yeah, obviously, when a guy like Spencer Jones is out, we know and the coaching staff understands that we have to step up, whether you're coming off the bench or you're starting. So just the confidence that my teammates had in me just to come in and make shots and create plays. So, yeah.
All right, they scored the first 2 points, but beyond that, you guys led the whole way. So how did it feel being in the driver's seat like that for basically 35 minutes?
Well, I think it's a good position to be in, but it's also like something for us to learn because we're leading by 19 at half, and then when we came back, we kind of took our foot off the gas, so they were able to come back a little bit. So I think the next step for us is just to learn how to maintain this lead all the time and never let them the hope to like come back in the game. But yeah, it's definitely a good problem to have.
2 weeks since the last game, how does it feel, one, to have finals behind you, and then how did you guys use these last 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think the last 2 weeks we've taken a lot of time to reflect on ourselves, as a team and as people, as teammates. Obviously, we had a rough going in the Bahamas, and we kind of bounced back against USD. But, just taking that time off from games, practicing, working on what we need to, knowing what we need to accomplish for the rest of the year, and then focusing on finals. The coaching staff does a great job of, supporting us through that way. So, yeah, it was a simple process, but, yeah, glad we're here.
So Andrej, it gets real next game. You guys are in conference play. So how excited are you about going into conference play?
I'm very excited. It's what we talked about all summer long, all training camp or preseason, whatever you want to call it. But everyone on the team is looking forward to it. Excited to get Spencer Jones back in the lineup, and we think we can accomplish some good things this year.
Maxime's going to talk about what's going to be your development this season. You're averaging a career high in points per game, with rebounds as well. Just kind of what's been the key to you taking this kind of next step in your game?
I think we talk a lot about the process in our team and just taking the time to do the right thing. I think my freshman year I came here, I wasn't necessarily ready to play, maybe physically. And then my sophomore year was more like developing my game, like technically, I would say. And I'm finally able to like putting the two together. And also like I have amazing teammates, amazing point guards, like pass me the ball, like assist pretty much every like all my shots. So yeah, like just the coaches and the team like put me in a great position to be able to average this kind of numbers, and I'm glad to be able to help them.
Season debut for Kane tonight. Andrej, what did you see from him, and also on that lob?
Yeah, me and Kanan, we've been talking about this moment for a long time. We were super excited when we found out the news that he was good to go today, and it's great. He's just another guy that brings energy, very versatile player, very athletic, as you guys saw today, and has a real good feel for his passes that he makes, like that lob. But glad to have him back, and we're excited for what he brings.
Anything else? Yeah, just for Andrej. I was at the Hooping with Santa thing in the EPA. Just kind of talk about your experience with that, and just kind of how much fun did you maybe have kind of coaching the kids up, and any advice you gave them.
For when we don't have school and moments like that, where like these kids kind of look up to us. We're basically in their backyard, and they're welcome to come to our games anytime, and just going out there and showing love and just helping them out through drills. It's always fun to give back. These kids think a lot of us are really good players, and they look up to us. So it's just nice seeing the smile on their faces.
And then my final question on that was Jalen Thompson tried to throw one down, Roy Ewan didn't quite work.
Yeah.
Talk about reaction to that.
Jalen Thompson, that's like he's gonna do Jalen Thompson things. So I wasn't really surprised how that ended, but he was trying to do it for the kids there, and the kids over there love him. So it was fun.
I had a follow-up. So how was that, being that you were being looked up to, but then you as a kid had a father that being looked up to? So what was that like, being on that end of the spectrum?
I think I totally understand what they're feeling. I feel like growing up, being around like a locker room environment was always like a dream of mine. And now these kids just, using basketball as an outlet from whatever they're dealing with at school or at home, and just getting to see our faces show up and help them I feel like it means a lot to them, like it did to me when I was younger. So, you know, I'm always happy to participate in those type of events.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. One back to Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Jerod Haase. Coach, you'll open up with a statement.
Coming out of finals, there's always a little bit of a concern. You know, the guys have had 2 weeks off and really been grinding hard in the classroom, so you never know exactly what you're going to see out there. We did practice hard over these 2 weeks and tried to address some things on both ends of the floor, especially the defensive end of the floor, and also give them time to get their schoolwork done. But I thought, especially in the first half, I was very pleased with our defensive intensity and ability to execute the game plan and the fundamentals of what we're trying to teach. Offensively, when we got the ball to the paint, we were exceptionally efficient. When we didn't get the ball to the paint, we were exceptionally inefficient. And then the second half, you know, a little more disappointed. Human nature does come into play, but at the end of the day, if you're going to be a big-time team, you have to fight human nature and continue to do the things that, you know, got you to lead and the positive things. And we did respond as needed as the half wore on, but I think there's going to be a lot of teaching points in the second half of just simply doing the fundamentals and executing what we're supposed to do.
Just kind of talk about having Cannon out there first game, just what you saw from him and how nice it was to have him available.
Yeah, it was really cool having him out there. He's really a tremendous person, obviously anxious to get out there. I was extremely impressed that he didn't try and do too much. We obviously talked before the game about his excitement level and wanting to be out there, wanting to be aggressive. But I thought the best thing he did was just get out there, get in the flow of the game, allow just the feel of being out there in competition in the college game happen. And then once that happened, I thought he made many good decisions, played really hard, obviously can add a lot with his athleticism and activity. On the offensive end, obviously he's you know, can get to the paint, make some open shots. So I thought he did very well.
All right, Coach, you guys pretty much led the entire game except for the first basket of the game that they made. And you said that they had the issue of letting them back into the game. So is that a scenario where it's a problem, but it's a better scenario than being behind and having to catch up the whole time?
I don't know exactly how to answer that, you know, but I would say, yeah, I'd much rather have a big lead, you know, and kind of maintain that lead and never truly be, you know, threatened. You know, never got below 10 kind of thing. But at the same time, that's discouraging that we didn't just end the game and blow it open. Throughout the course of a season, you're going to have lots of both, where you're going to have leads and you're trying to fight off the other team that's trying to come back. You're going to have deficits you're going to try and fight back from. So the reality is, I don't know what's good, bad, indifferent. It's just the idea of just continuing to fight. And the one thing I did like is I thought there was a lot of stability in the timeouts from the players, from the coaches, that delivering the plan and trying to execute it. But, again, some breakdowns that we need to improve upon.
Just talk about what you got out of Andrej tonight, 17 points, got going. Just talk about what you saw from him this morning.
Andrej, as we know, is very, very talented. I think he's done a great job, especially the last couple of weeks, of buying into the defensive end of the physicality, you know, guarding the basketball, fighting through screens, challenging shots, boxing out. And what I told him is that practice, those repetitions of hitting people, being physical, one of the greatest benefits is going to help him on the offensive end, because he's just going to get used to getting bumped when he gets, when his drive, people are slapping at his arms, that kind of thing. And I think offensively, we know he can shoot the basketball, but he's getting better at putting the ball on the ground through contact, you know, against quicker players, and then securing that basketball and not turning it over, which he was doing a little bit earlier in the year. So he's doing great, continuing to get better. I think his trajectory is on the right line, and I think my hope and expectation is going to continue moving up.
So the Bahamas trip, didn't go as you would have hoped, and then you have these 2 weeks off. How do you use that time to kind of reset and move forward?
Well, there's a lot of ways you can do it during finals. With 2 weeks, the guys, as we know, our guys are taking lots of challenging classes. You know, our majors range from economics to mathematics to computer science and on and on and on. And the finals and the classes they're taking are extremely challenging. And so our guys, you can tell on their faces and just in their demeanor that they're grinding pretty hard these 2 weeks. But at the same time, we actually use it as a positive that, hey, we're going to go in and practice. It's not going to be fluff practices. We're not just going to go in there and get some shots up and break a sweat. We're going to try and actually get some things done. And it's a great way to get your mind off of the academics and onto basketball. And I think it's a great balance and helps them, compete, break a sweat, get away from the schoolwork, and then they can get back to it afterwards. So I think we got a lot of work done, but our approach was we're going to treat these 2 weeks as work weeks.
All right, Coach. It's a coincidence where what happened last night in Sacramento, where their star player was out, and they responded well, especially Keegan Murray. But you guys had Spencer out, and they responded well, and pretty much led wire to wire. So, are you encouraged by the way they responded with having their star player out, and this being this close to conference play?
Fantastic research on the question. I love that. Yeah, there are similarities. With Spencer out, we do need guys to kind of step up their game. Not have anybody do anything more than they're capable of, but without his minutes, without his shot attempts, without everything else, guys are going to have to step up, and I think they had that approach today. The thing I'm most excited about is the defensive end in the first half. I thought we had that spark and that look that it was guys were really into it. But, Spencer has been and, will continue to be a big part of this team, and his health is going to be important to us to get him out there, but he also is really adding value in practice in a lot of different ways.
I was actually at that game last night.
I love it.
Last non-conference game on Thursday, going on the road for the first time this year. Can you talk about what you expect from that game, playing defending runners-up?
Yeah, going on the road in a great environment will be challenging against a team that's very talented, had a lot of success. Culturally, they're used to winning and playing at a high level, so we understand it's a great challenge. And we also believe that's an opportunity for us going into conference play. Playing a true road game against a good opponent is, that's part of the plan. That's why it's on the schedule. So our attitude will be we're going to have a great deal of excitement, really try and prepare well over the next few days and put our best foot forward when we're down there.
Anything else? All right, thank you.
Thank you.